Hey everybody, it's Sophie. Today I'm going to be doing a new tutorial for you guys. We're going to be talking about how to draw people. And I've gotten a lot of questions about drawing people. And to be honest, drawing people can be really challenging. This is something that I recently illustrated for one of the pages that I personally illustrate for. And this to me was like a huge accomplishment because it's one thing to draw the face, but it's also another thing to be able to get the body right. And no, this is not perfect. Like, yes, there's other people out there that can probably do a much better job than I can. But I want to recognize that like drawing people can be really intimidating for a lot of illustrators, especially illustrators that stick mainly to like quote graphics or illustrators that are just starting out. Like, all of this can be a little intimidating. So I wanted to walk you through today a little bit of just how to draw a simple face of a person, because I really think that if you just break down the steps, like anybody can do this. You can do this even if it intimidates you. It's totally possible. So I always just start out my drawings with picking a background color, and now I'm going to pick a skin tone. I have a little bit of a palette of like skin tone that I started, but I need to add a lot more to it because I want to have skin tones that just represent a variety of what different faces look like. But this is just the skin tone that I'm going to start out with, and then I'm going to just turn on my drawing guide per the usual, and then I'm going to draw kind of almost like a little triangle, but not. I mean, it's definitely not a perfect circle. I think the biggest thing for me is that I used to start out my faces with a very like circular look, and then I was like, well, why isn't this working? And I guess when you draw people, to me it's a lot easier to kind of start out with more of a upside down triangle shape. So when you're drawing these, if you want to maybe make this triangle shape and then kind of draw your face around that, you can. It looks a little crazy now, but I promise you it will look like a person when we're done. So you want to have that kind of upside down triangle look, and then what I do is I go in and I put in the neck. So I add another layer. Each section of this face is going to be in a different layer, and then I use the color picker to take the color of the face, and then I slightly darken the skin tone to create kind of a line of demarcation between the face and the neck. And try not to make the neck like too bulky. That's something that's just important that I've found. It just makes it look better when it's not super bulky. So here you have your face and your neck. You can also add a shadow to the neck if you'd like to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. You'll darken the skin tone up a lot, and then you'll just kind of make a rounded shadow that's similar to the shape of the chin, and that'll be our shadow. So now I'm going to go in with some hair, and I kind of want to make her hair like a not natural color. So let's go with blue. Let's see how this looks. So the first thing that I do here is kind of like figure out where I want to put the part. And I'm going to give this girl curly hair. And I have no idea like how long or how short I want her hair to be. I just kind of figure that out along the way. And right now I'm kind of working on shaping her hair. And then we'll go in and add some depth to it. And then I just use that function to color in all the hair so I don't have to do it manually. And right now the brush that I'm using is the sketching brush. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, the Narinder pencil. I just recently discovered how much I like it. Surprisingly, this is not a Brush and Barley brush, which is usually what I use, but I'm just kind of trying something different today. And then I'm going to continue with shaping the hair, and again, I just want her hair to be pretty curly. And we'll go back in and we'll shape the hair up even more. But this is what we want to start out. Let's see here. And then you kind of want to differentiate the hair in the back being darker than the hair in the front so that you have some depth to the picture. So once again, I'm going to take that color picker and I'm going to darken it up from that original shade. And then I made sure that I have a layer that is behind this layer of hair. And I'm just going to fill in, actually what would make it easier would be to put this behind the neck. So now I'm just going to fill in these gaps. And you can kind of see, it shows that that hair in the back is farther away. It just gives it some depth. And one thing about this pencil is that sometimes you'll have to go back in and fill in. It can be like there's a gap right here that I'll have to go back in with and fill in. But at the same time, I kind of like that it has that where it looks more like sketched out, just because I think it gives it a unique look. So if you want a faceless drawing, you can leave it like this. It's really up to you. You could add some quotes around her, anything you like. Now I'm going to define her hair a little bit more with some highlights, and I'll create a new layer for that as well. Let's see, I want to make sure I have the right color. And then just starting at the root, I kind of follow the natural curve of her hair. And you can put in as many or as little highlights as what you want. I love adding in details like this because it's really up to you what you want to do. And now I'm going to start filling in some more of those gaps down at the bottom of her hair. Okay, so now we're going to go in with some facial detail. I'm going to be doing kind of a more cartoon look for this, so I'm not really going to be drawing out an entire eye. But if that's something that you guys would like to see in a later video, like I would love to continue kind of a series of like drawing out different parts of the face. So if that's something that you want to see, let me know. But I'm going to add the eyes here. And if you need kind of like a guide, I recommend dividing up the face. This is where the eyes would go. This is where the nose would go. This is where the lips would go. And you can kind of move that around depending on where you want it to be. So if you need that guide, you can put that down, then create another layer, and then put where you want the eyes to be according to that guide. So like, I'm glad I did that because that made it pretty easy. And then I just kind of leave it with those lines there, except for I just add some lashes on the end. So I'm actually going to make my brush a little bit smaller. I'm going to add these little lashes. You can do 3 lashes, you can do lashes all the way around. I actually think I'm going to create a new layer with my brush being thinner and trace back over that because I think those original lines are just a little too much. And then I'm going to go back through and kind of fill that out to the thickness that I want. And like I've said in previous videos, whatever you're doing, take your time. Especially with people, you just gotta take your time. If you rush it, you're gonna hate it. So there's a lot of different looks that you can make. I kind of like the look of just the 3 lashes. Or you could do just 2. The 2 is cute. Or you can go all the way around, which I kind of like that on her actually. So maybe we'll keep very voluminous lashes for our lady. I'm actually going to keep that. So then I just grabbed the color of the neck and I'm going to use that to create the nose. And I'm actually just going to kind of draw a line. And you kind of want to start your line from the nose right where you are with the end of the lash line there. And I think I might make that light a little bit darker so it's more defined. And her nose looks too big, so I'm going to go back over and do that again. And now I'm going to add eyebrows, and I can't decide if I want her eyebrows to be the color of her hair or if I want them to be a natural color. I'm going to create another layer for the eyebrows, and I'm going to make sure that it is beneath the hair, because that way if I want the eyebrows to go like past the hair, I don't have to worry about like drawing over the hair. And these eyebrows are kind of turning out very messy, but I kind of like it. And I can always, another video I could do is I could walk you through like different eyebrow shapes that you can make. I mean, you can do that kind of square one, or you can do maybe a little bit more of a natural shape, like that, which I think I actually like that one better. Oops, my eraser was too big. So I'm going to come back in here and do the same thing. And remember, as in real life, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. So it's okay if they don't look exactly the same. If they don't worry about it. And now I'm going to choose her lip color. And let's draw the lips. So the bottom, or the top lip, is typically darker. You want to make the top lip darker than the bottom lip. So choose your lip color, and then when you move to the bottom, lighten it up slightly. And that will create some more depth to the lips. Just to have those two different colors there, it just kind of creates some more definition. And there you have it. So this is a face. This does not include any other part of the body. If you want to get into that at a later date, I'm happy to do that, but this is the finished product. If you try out this method, let me know, tag me in the photos, and good luck.